4D.
Well, as we take a closer look at your weather headlines for today, back into the 90s this weekend. And so enjoy the lower humidity while it lasts, because it's low for now, but that will be rising along with the temperatures as we head into the weekend. Best chances for rain really at the end of the weekend on Sunday going into early next week, but we're not completely out of the woods. We'll talk about what I mean in just a moment. Let's first look at the 6 to 10 day outlook as those temperatures are rising. We could be taking above average temperatures from July 8th through the 12th, and that precipitation outlook will be just above average as well, as we do begin to enter a more active pattern heading into early next week. Very isolated chances for storms today and tomorrow. These are pop-up and incredibly isolated, but nonetheless, there's still that possibility that it could happen in your neck of the woods. And if it does, well, we're talking damaging wind gusts or even some heavy rainfall as the primary threats. And the threat will be mainly north of I-94 for today. So this does clip as far south as about Novi, but it's the northern tier of Wayne and Washtenaw counties all the way up into the Thumb region in mid-Michigan. Now that marginal level 1 risk does shift down to our southwest tomorrow. It goes as far north as Livingston County and clipping a portion of Oakland and Wayne counties. And so I really think that ends up being more towards the state line. I'll show you what I mean here. So you blink and you miss this chance later on this evening, but it will be just that isolated bubble up chance that could develop. And those are very hard to pinpoint. Maybe a little isolated passing shower tomorrow morning, but it'll be in the evening that you get that better chance tomorrow of a passing downpour in our southern communities. But the rest of us are going to see quite a bit of sunshine today. So your out the door forecast, that high will be 86 degrees, and we're going to be spending the day just warming things up to more of that seasonal territory. Now 4 o'clock onward this afternoon is when we have that chance for a storm to develop, but don't let that hinder your afternoon plans as most of us dodge it. So tonight, 66 degrees, mostly clear skies, another less humid night, meaning open up the windows while you're sleeping. And then tomorrow, well, it'll be about a degree warmer, 87, and that slight isolated chance down to our south. 4th of July holiday. As we take a look at Friday and beyond, close to 90 on the 4th, likely in the low 90s on your Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds with that humidity rising and a chance for storms developing as we head into your Sunday evening. So here's the timeline for you. I will stop the clock late Saturday as we pick up just a smidge of moisture to our east. I think really that's in the form of humidity, but just worth pointing out. Now, as we head into Sunday, you can see more of a widespread rain event pushing in, and that's going to be Sunday evening into your Monday, where we'll have some off and on chances early next week. So your 7-day forecast, rising a degree or two each day for the remainder of this week, and then the weekend, low 90s, but those shower and storm chances will drop us back into seasonal territory, mid 80s to start early next week.
Now, forewarned weather with Exact Track 4D.
I got a chance to meet him at Mackinac, by the way. Trust me, he would have laughed with us on that one, too.
I'm sure I'm not the first person who said,
Butchered.
well, okay, there's a lot of vowels and consonants
Very unassuming. You just had a conversation going, and all of a sudden, like way more than halfway into it, he goes, taking a new job in Kalamazoo as a new president at Western Michigan. I said, I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what?
You buried the lead there. I said, I thought I recognized that name.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, well, we have had some beautiful weather. Like yesterday, just kind of calmed things down. Not as hot, not as humid. It was really nice just to be outside.
I know. The kids yesterday were like, Mommy, we want to play outside. And I was like, yes, let's get outside and enjoy it. And then I can sit and watch you and not be sweating. You know,
Which
it was
is different
really
than
nice.
Darnell, who finishes it with, and don't come back inside.
This time yesterday, we were talking to Darnell. I was like, I'm putting my kids outside all day. I'm like, okay.
They part of the day. And don't come back till the sun comes down.
I was just saying, is that why you popped the tent in the backyard? You're like, sleep out there, kids?
That sounds fun.
It is fun. They can stay out there forever.
Oh, my goodness. He really does love his kids.
He does. You wouldn't know, but
I like them a lot.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, this would be maybe a great day to go out and play catch with those kids.
There you go.
Yeah, put on the baseball glove and, anything to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. We're taking a live look at Comerica Park, where the tarp's off the field. And wouldn't it be nice if the Tigers were at home as opposed to D.C., where the game was postponed yesterday, and still looking at some inclement weather out there. Downtown Detroit, though, sun beaming over us. We sit at 67, 59 in Ann Arbor, 66 in Pontiac and Monroe, 64. Westerly winds really light. I mean, at most about 3 miles per hour. So pretty calm start, a calm, clear start across the Midwest. But we are keeping a close eye on that cold front sweeping across the East Coast, because coming out of Baltimore in the D.C. area, Definitely still some heavy rain, so we'll have to see if that impacts the Tigers today out in D.C. But precipitation chances are almost next to none, but we can't rule out an isolated storm developing this afternoon. And once again, late tomorrow. Otherwise, a pretty dry weekend until Sunday evening. That's where we have a chance for some storms to enter the area and kind of kickstart an active pattern going into early next week. So damaging wind gusts and heavy rain would be the primary threat with some of these cells that bubble up in the heat of the day and the evening. And we are under a marginal level 1 risk for some of those storms to be severe north of I-94 into the Thumb region. But even though this is a widespread outlook, that doesn't mean the event is widespread. It just means that's the area where you could see something develop. And then Thursday, we push that down into our southwestern communities. And so taking an hour by hour look at how the computer models are kind of picking up that activity. Around 7, you might see something bubble up and then it fizzles out. So you blink, you miss it on radar. And then as we head into tomorrow, won't rule out a passing shower to our north. And once again, that's isolated, but a chance for a heavy downpour closer to the state line by tomorrow evening. And so we still have really good windows over the next few days to get outside and enjoy these summer days. 86 degrees for the high today, and we should get into the 80s right around the lunch hour. So that afternoon planner, we will be in the 80s through the dinner hour before falling to about 79 at 9 o'clock. But those shower and storm chances will mainly be about 4 to, I'll say, 8, 9 o'clock-ish this evening. Tonight, 66, so another relatively cool night, mostly clear, less humid. Open up the windows tonight. Tomorrow, we crank up the heat by about a degree or so, so 87 for the afternoon high, with that slight chance of a pop-up shower storm, mainly to our south. So now let's talk about the 4th of July holiday weekend. We're flirting with 90 on Friday, so that heat and humidity starts to creep back in, and you'll certainly feel it Saturday and Sunday, as we'll likely be in the low 90s, and a better chance for some storms as we get in the later part of your Sunday. And so hopefully at that point, all of the holiday festivities are done. But let's take a look at this hour by hour for the weekend. And so we do stay clear for your 4th of July. By late Saturday, we pick up a little moisture, but I think that's in the form of humidity. Better chance for this rainmaker to arrive heading into Sunday evening, and that will take us into early next week. So as we break down your full 7-day forecast, we're rising into the 90s this weekend, but those storm chances will drop us back into the seasonal mid-80s come Monday and Tuesday.